This is Head Harvester Bill Arman from the West Coast.
And Head Harvester Ed LaFont from the East Coast.
Now today's topic, what's the difference between a good company and a great one?
Hey, it was a book like that, wasn't there?
I think there was. Was it Good to Great?
Good to Great.
That's right, which was a great book.
It was.
So here's the idea, in very simple terms. Great companies are constantly improving. Constantly improving.
Absolutely. You know, that reminds me, I was just watching a video put out by Darren Hardy, and he made a comment about the subject. He said that Steve Jobs, when he was at a staff meeting, even a 30-minute staff meeting, he would say, there's got to be a better way, there's got to be a better way, we've got to think about a better way, like a dozen times in that 30 minutes. Because he was never satisfied, and that's why they put out with such an incredible product, okay? I mean, I have an Apple and I just love it, a MacBook Air. Love that computer. And that's because of that thinking, never being satisfied, always wanting to improve. So the question is, are you doing that? How do you feel about the things that go on in your company? Are you working on constantly improving it? Whether they're big things or small things. Sometimes the little small incremental things that you improve every day end up to be big changes over a period of time.
You bet. So think about ways, how can you do things better? That's a good one. I start off with better. It's kind of like my golf swing. Can I get better and put it down in the middle rather than do it faster and go off to the side?
Good
So
analogy.
get better first, right?
Good.
And then you get faster or further, right? So better, then faster. And you want to do all this with safety in mind. Don't get so fast that you get hurt doing this. And less expensive. Does it cost you less? So better, faster, less cost involved. For, let's say like equipment, you might want to consider, do you do propane versus gas? Or is it gas versus electric? There's a couple considerations right there, right?
Yeah, that's right.
I hear this all the time. And this is a big challenge for each and every company out there. Less paperwork. How can you make less paperwork for your people that are generating revenue for you or having your people work more productive? Not very productive doing a bunch of paperwork, right?
You know, that reminds me, I went into a client's office, a new client, Bill, and I didn't, where's the file cabinets? I mean, where's the papers? He had not one paper on his desk, nothing. He had a phone and a calculator and a blank pad. I said, where's all your paper? He said, it's all right there. And that was in the computer. He said, I've gotten rid of every single piece of paper and it's in that computer now. I was like shocked.
You know, one other thing is better training programs. You don't see a lot of good ones out there. And it's really important to have your training program linked to the company's goals. I was guilty as the Dickens. I trained like the Dickens when I first started in this business, but I didn't link it to results. So by the way, since you mentioned it, we're going to be offering a training program pretty soon here. There's going to be a big secret rollout here pretty soon about our new training program. And we're going to start with account managers, move to salespeople. Yes, and then the people who are listening to this, your leadership and management for leadership. So account management, sales, business developers, and leadership. Those three areas coming out shortly.
And you know, another big problem that Bill and I hear all the time, especially when we do surveys of the employees of a company, they say, communication's got to be improved. It's always, right?
You bet.
It's always communication. Not only with our customers, but with internally within a company. That's a big problem. So that needs to be worked on. If you're going to be a great company, you've got to work on communication with your customers so they feel like you care, and internally so you prevent screw-ups and so the operation really runs smoothly. So the good stuff, right?
Yeah, and one other thing, you know, we think it's absolutely pivotal and at the foundation of success of every single organization are your people. Having the right people in the right spot, doing the right things right, and treating them right. You'll get the right results. And one of the biggest results that we work on quite frequently is gross margins. Once people understand what a gross margin is, they can get to work on those and they find different things and changing that and constantly improving ways to improve their gross margins with great people.
Absolutely.
This is Head Harvester Bill Arman from the West Coast.
Head Harvester Ed LaFont from the East Coast.
Now go out there and harvest your potential, make your company go from good to great.